Oh, hey, I didn't see you there.
Welcome to my home. I didn't think we were ever going to get this intimate, but we're on nickname basis. You're in my house. I guess we're kind of friends now. Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Skincare Nerds. I know this looks a little bit different to what we're used to, but obviously we can't film in our studio right now. But today's topic on Skincare Nerds is something I am very passionate about and talk about all the time. I am obsessed with LED light therapy. If you follow me on Instagram and you've heard me rave about LED before, or you've heard it on the podcast and you're still wondering what it actually does, today we're going to cover what's the difference between an at-home device and in-clinic treatment. What does each light do for your skin? Is there any clinical evidence behind LED? And I'm going to run you through my 3 favorite LED tools, what makes them different, and why I would buy each one over the other. Also, I want to apologize in advance for the windy day that I cannot control outside that's creating some really weird noises in the background. People walking past, dogs barking, screaming children. Please forgive me for the production quality. I'm used to a studio setup. Let's proceed. So firstly, I want to give you some background into how I actually discovered LED and why I ended up becoming so obsessed with it. So about 5 years ago, I was working in a marketing role in a plastic surgery clinic, and I noticed that a lot of the patients who were having facial surgeries or breast surgeries or abdominal surgeries were coming in after their surgeries to have LED treatments. The LED panel would be placed over their wounds or their scars. They'd sit there for 10 minutes and then go home. And I remember saying, like, does that actually do anything? Like, it's a light. Like, can it really actually do anything? The doctors and nurses explained that it actually is proven to speed up wound healing. At the time, I was like, wow, that's so interesting. But I didn't actually try it myself until I had let's call it an accident. So if you listen to the podcast, you might have already heard this story. I was on holidays in Vietnam and I slipped down a set of marble stairs. Not only did I concuss myself and embarrass myself, but I also landed really freaking hard on my butt. What resulted was a massive bruise. Now I'm gonna let Maddie put the image in here because you just have to see it to believe it. I'm not kidding when I say that it is literally the worst bruise that most people have ever seen. And I'd say that to people and then show them the photo and they'd be like, oh my God, that is not what I was expecting. But anyway, I got home from this holiday about maybe 4 days after that accident happened, and it was a hematoma. It was like where the blood is pooled under the skin, and it was so swollen and sore. And I thought, this is gonna be like purple for ages. I got my light stim out, which previously I had just used exclusively for my face. I started using it on my butt. Now, within the first few days, I didn't really notice a difference, but I was like, I'm gonna push through. No shit. 2 weeks later, this was the result. 2 weeks. I'm not lying, that is 2 weeks. So if that doesn't convince you of the power of LED, I do not know what will. All right, let's get into it. What is LED? What does it stand for? What does it mean? What does it do for the skin? So LED stands for light emitting diode. And in the skincare world, that essentially means that you are exposing the skin to different wavelengths of non-UV light, which triggers a different response in the skin depending what wavelength of light you're using. Most devices will feature a combination of light wavelengths, including red, yellow, amber, infrared, and they all penetrate the skin at different levels, having a different effect on the skin. So it really does depend on which wavelength of light you're using, and blue light is also regularly used as well. Your wavelengths are measured in nanometers, or you'll see it in brackets as nm. In general, the longer the wavelength, the deeper the penetration into the tissue. Turns out today really was not a good day to film because this light just keeps changing. So I apologize if in some frames it looks like I'm filming at midnight and other frames it looks like I'm filming in the middle of the day, like right now. The benefits of LED, the most important part, right? That's what we all want to know. What does it actually do for the skin? Is it just a gimmick? Does it actually do anything? I dug into a clinical paper which was written by Dr. Daniel Barrelet on LED in dermatology. I discovered that there was a number of studies to back up the benefits of LED, particularly its anti-inflammatory and wound healing benefits. So Dr. Barrelet in this paper also cites the fact that not only does it help with accelerating wound healing, but it's also a great complementary treatment to procedures like ablative lasers and things like that, where it really helps to aid that repair process of the skin after that procedure. Also, fun fact, NASA actually researched the effects of LED in wound healing because they noticed that wound healing was deficient in astronauts, in zero gravity climates and also in Navy SEALs who are in submarines in high atmospheric conditions. They did some research around it and also had really positive results from that research. So if NASA says it's good, then it must be, right? Another widely studied benefit of LED is its anti-inflammatory benefits, which is exactly what I love it for. It's exactly what I use it for. So it is proven to reduce erythema in the skin or redness in the skin, and it's also proven to reduce post-procedure discomfort. Lastly, there is also some evidence to suggest that LED encourages collagen synthesis depending on the wavelength that's used, and can also be used in the treatment and prevention of other conditions like photo damage, scarring, and post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. So your amber wavelengths, which will include orange and yellow lights, are often used in general rejuvenation of the skin or the treatment of redness concerns like rosacea. Your red and infrared lights are often used to encourage collagen production and accelerate wound healing. And then we've got your blue lights, which are often used for acne-prone skins to reduce the acne-causing bacteria on the surface of the skin. My short answer from my own experience with LED light therapy is that absolutely at-home devices can work as long as you're using the right device. The main difference between an at-home device and an in-clinic panel is the joules or energy emitted from the device. Lewis, stop. It's my cat licking himself. Lewis, stop, please. To put this in the most simplest terms possible, the joules refers to the amount of energy that is delivered into the skin over a period of time. So that may mean in some instances that you need to use your at-home device for double or triple the time that you would be under an in-clinic panel, or it may just render the device kind of ineffective. But again, knowing the joules of a product is going to be a little bit tricky if the brand don't disclose it. Another differentiating factor between in-clinic and at-home devices is the wattage. So again, in an at-home device, that is really hard to determine unless the brand discloses it. So if you want to avoid buying a dud device, there is one tip I can give you, and that is to look for a device that is either FDA approved and or has their own clinical evidence to support the efficacy of their individual device. They're not just posting general LED evidence that could apply to their product, but they've actually done their own clinical trials to prove what their product can do on the skin. You could expect to pay anywhere from $250 right up to about $700 for an at-home device. So now we're at the best part, which is what at-home LED devices do I actually recommend. And the first one I want to talk about is the Trophy Skin Rejuvilite MD. Not only is this hands-free, so you can literally, use it anywhere. I often have this on my bedside table and I just put it over my face before I go to bed. So not only is that a good thing, but the brand are also really transparent about the technology that's gone into this product. They disclose the wattage and the joules, so you know that this is going to come very close to emulating a in-clinic treatment. So that's what I really, really love about this product. It's only $250. There's 120 LED bulbs in this panel here, split between yellow, amber, red, and infrared light. So this one does some stuff, let me tell you. Next up, we have the LightStim, my trusty LightStim. What would I have done without the LightStim when I fell down those marble stairs? Honestly, I do not know. So the reason that you would probably use this over the Rejuvilite MD is because you can be quite targeted with it. I personally use it to target my rosacea when it flares up. So if I'm super red and hot through the cheeks, this is what I would use to target that treatment, because the Trophy Skin just goes over your whole face, whereas this I can really target in and get into that spot that I want to treat. Also great if you were experiencing breakouts and you wanted to speed up the healing of the breakouts and you really want to target that in a specific area. And then lastly, we have the Foreo UFO. Now, the reason that I've included this one in this little comparison is because I'm constantly asked by people whether they should buy the LightStim or the UFO. If you want an LED device at home, buy the LightStim. This is great for masking. Awesome product, love it. It incorporates the LED technology with thermotherapy and cryotherapy and the T-sonic pulsations. You put a sheet mask on the front of it. It's awesome, it's a great product. But are you gonna see the same LED effects from this product as you will from either the Trophy Skin or the LightStim? No. I can confidently say you will not. This is definitely still a nice device to have if you're looking for something to up your at-home facial game. But in terms of the LED, I think this treatment's only about maybe 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes. Could be wrong, I should look that up. And the LightStim is 30 minutes for your whole face. It beeps after every 3 minutes to move around to different zones. And then the Rejuvilite MD is 5 minutes. So those are longer treatment times. you're just going to get more out of them if you're looking for a particular LED device. I still recommend this as a general masking device. Really lovely that they've put the LED technology in there, but if you really want to see the results of LED, I would recommend a dedicated device for that. So just to recap, LED is great for anyone with inflammatory skin concerns, anyone who just wants general rejuvenation of the skin. It's really beautiful for that. That's where I'd get the Trophy Skin. And also anyone with acne concerns as well, it can be really helpful for. So I hope this answers all your questions about LED light therapy. If you have any other questions, you can always ask them in the comments and I'll try and get back to you as soon as I can. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel so you never miss an episode of Skincare Nerds. And I will see you next time.